Also dropping this morning is maybe one of the greatest events of my lifetime, Robert. The dropping of the new Lion King trailer. The new trailer dropped today. It is not what they showed us at CinemaCon. They just showed us this big, long 5-minute clip at CinemaCon that was impressive and fabulous and had everybody weeping, almost crying when they stopped playing the clip. Like everybody in the audience was like, no, bring it back up. This trailer dropped today. And all I can say is I had wet eyes. I was dumbfounded. It was magic. It was whimsical. It was emotional. It was a, dare I say, borderline religious experience for me this morning, Robert.
Wow,
as I came to the altar
Wow.
of Pride Rock, it was everything I want a trailer to be. It was an emotional experience. I cannot believe how this thing looks. Ann and I sat down and watched it together this morning, and she was just like, her jaw was open. My jaw was open. Hearing classic lines, but also hearing new lines that were never in the original. Things, there will be those who look to being king is about finding what you can take. Being king is about finding what you can give. And I'm like, oh, yes, Mufasa, yes. And I am blown away. I'll tell you this right now. Better than anything we've seen out of Endgame so far. And that's going to be, that's not detracting away from anything Endgame's put out. That's not detracting away from anything, any of the great trailers we've seen come out over the past couple of months. But this was moving and motivating and all this kind of stuff. Now, one of the things about this trailer, I'll say too, is that it is kind of the same thing that the Endgame trailers have been. This was a trailer designed to get the attention of those who are already on board with Lion King. Much like a lot of the Endgame trailers were, where, my one commentary on a lot of the Endgame trailers has been, they're great trailers, but they are definitely targeted at the already existing fan base. I would say this is the same thing about this Lion King trailer. This wasn't a trailer with a lot of action. This wasn't a trailer with a lot of that kind of stuff. This was a trailer, I believe, to reach out to the culture and say, the Lion King is back. And just gave us those moments. And considering it's his first real trailer, that's kind of what they had to do. So I don't believe this is a trailer that's going to get people who have never seen The Lion King excited. I don't think this is a trailer that's going to do any of that. But it was what it needed to be for its first big full trailer. I adored this trailer. I cannot believe the character designs. I cannot believe Anne was just weepy looking at little baby Simba. Like every time baby Simba came up, Anne was like, oh, and her tears would start to come and all this kind of stuff. Dude, this movie looks so good. I cannot wait for this damn movie. Anyway, Rob, you saw it this morning. What did you think about the Lion King trailer?
Well, first of all, it's astonishing. I think back, I worked on the special features for Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And the realistic CG portrayal of Aslan was a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, can we make a photorealistic lion that's going to interact with the natural environment and human beings with all the hair, and it's going to be believable? And the answer was yes. I was looking at this trailer, and it's so astonishing, the technology that's available and what's going on. Now, here's the funny thing. I was so captivated by what I was seeing. The very last bit where I started hearing that familiar
I'm
like, oh yeah, there's music in there. And if my smile wasn't already broad enough on my face, I was grinning literally from ear to ear, because I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to see these animals sing. I mean, again, I don't think there's anybody in the world between the animated film, the Broadway show, Elton John's concerts. I don't think that there's not many corners of the globe that don't know or haven't seen The Lion King. I think, like Endgame, in a different way, this is something that every parent has seen, every child has seen, everybody of the last 30 years has, or 25 years, has some experience with The Lion King. So I think, I don't know anyone who hasn't seen The Lion King or doesn't know The Lion King, but again, this is like like the best crack cocaine I can ever imagine being distilled in wherever it's distilled. I mean, this was like mainlining joy, mainlining ecstasy was like what this trailer was. And you know, it was cotton candy at a country fair when you're 5 years old. I mean, that's what drinking this trailer in was like. And I think the whole world, I don't care where you're from, what your socioeconomic background is, what your belief system is, you watch this trailer, come on, man. You're gonna walk around like moonbeams and rainbows are coming out of your ears.
I can't wait. It feels like it's really, truly like revolutionary technology that's bridging live action and animation. I've never seen anything like that before. I was watching it and I was like a little sleepy. And at first I'm like, wait, are these real? And then I was like, okay, no, they're definitely animated. And then I was just swept away by how powerful it was. And this is just a trailer. Like, this is a guaranteed amazing film to me. Like, it's not going to disappoint. There's no way. When Simba put his tiny little paw print, I was like, oh. Amazing.
Well, you know, John, we saw at CinemaCon, they show the brief trailer where you hear John Oliver's voice.
Oh, as Zazu.
As Zazu. And
the cast is incredible.
It's so good. Zazu.
Beyonce, Donald Glover,
I mean,
everyone in there.
And you know, here's something else that struck me. What I kind of like the idea that they've got a lot of, not just, you know, Mufasa, but there's a lot of black actors playing these roles. And it feels right because, you know, you're in Africa. Kind of like representation. It didn't even strike me until I was watching this trailer, but I'm like, you know, it's kind of cool that they've got this. And I can't wait to see. I mean, isn't Idris Elba playing Scar?
No, it's Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Oh, that's right. It's Chiwetel Ejiofor.
It's Chiwetel Ejiofor. And I got to tell you what, see, one of my fears going into it, because you've heard me say things, sorry guys, I have no voice. One of the things that worried me going into this was much like the thing I was worried about going into Aladdin stuff, which is you need Will Smith to do the spirit of what Robin Williams did, but don't try to do Robin Williams impersonation, right? Right. Going into the original J.J. Abrams Star Trek, I said, hey, Chris Pine, try to capture some of the swagger of Kirk. Don't try to do a William Shatner impersonation.
Right, which he didn't.
Which he didn't. And going into this, I remember thinking, okay, James Earl Jones, you be you. But Chiwetel Ejiofor, do the spirit of Scar. Don't try to do Jeremy Irons.
Right.
And I got that exactly. He did his own Scar that felt menacing and sinister without doing the classic bad guy, I'm the villain voice. Like, he didn't do that, you know? And I just loved the look of Scar. I thought Scar looked and sounded great.
Chiwetel Ejiofor is a favorite of mine all the way back to, like, you know, he was the villain in Serenity.
That's where I discovered him. He was one of the best on-screen villains ever in that. He was the operative.
So good. So good. And of course, he was great in 12 Years a Slave. And he was great in Love Actually.
He's great in everything. He's Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
and plus,
he was even in
now
this
that we all
horrible.
know how to say his name correctly, it's good.
Yeah, he was even in this horrible movie called Red Belt. And even in that, I thought he was awesome.
Never heard of it.
You know,
But
it's good that you haven't heard of it.
I almost wish they did Aladdin like this now. I'm like, I feel like if they did the remake of Aladdin like this, maybe I'd be more into it, but we'll see.
The challenge for that is that when you're doing animals, it's one thing to do animals, all CGI. There's the less of that uncanny valley. If you're trying to do that with CGI human beings.
That's true. I think I was just thinking specifically of Genie, and that was it. And like Abu.
So Rob, I'm going to take my, I cannot, I don't know if you can tell, I'm literally bouncing in my seat here. I'm literally bouncing in my seat. I am so happy about this. But anyway, Rob, well, both of you guys, like, you see this trailer now. What are we expecting next? Like, because one of the interesting things here is we still have not heard Donald Glover or Beyonce. We haven't heard either. And we've heard Scar, we've heard Mufasa, and we've heard Zazu, but although not in this trailer. But when do you think we're going to hear these guys, and how important do you think it is that they do that soon?
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily think we have to hear them. Like, you got my money.
Yeah.
I think look, I trust in Favreau. Favreau started out, he was an actor and a writer. I think he's a real actor's director. I think, you know, he probably handpicked Well, aside from like James Earl Jones, but I'm sure he handpicked these actors and probably spent a long time working with them to get the performances that he wanted. And I'm sure, I mean, I couldn't take my heart being melted even more. If I heard Simba talking, I don't know what I'd do. I mean, I might not be here. I might have gone into some kind of an insulin shock because I'm not diabetic. So I didn't have insulin. I'd be on the floor like shaking or whatever happens to you when you go into a diabetic seizure. That's where I would have been if I heard Simba's voice this morning. So perhaps you can only take so much greatness in one trailer. But yeah, I think it's going to be fine. I mean, I'm pretty convinced.
I think they're doing it right too. I think that, yeah, the world would have exploded if they heard Beyonce already in that first trailer. I think that just coming out in little bits, it's probably better for everyone to handle. The excitement's already there.
I can't wait. Okay.
Without her.
I'm going to do something I shouldn't do. I'm going to do something I shouldn't do right now. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to walk with Elias? Okay, no, here's the thing. I got an email this morning. From a young kid named Jasper who asked me, John, I'm so excited for this trailer. I don't know why he asked me to do this, but he said, can you sing Circle Life on your show this morning? And I have no idea why he asked me to do this, but Jasper is 12, said it was the first movie he saw with his mom, much like Star Wars, the first movie I saw with my mom. So ladies and gentlemen, everywhere around the world, get ready, sing along with me. I've never played this before. I have no idea what I'm doing. But Jasper, this is for you. From the day we arrive on the planet and blinking step into the sun, there's more to see that can never be seen, more to do than has ever been done. There's far too much to take in here, more to find than has ever been found. But with the sun rolling high on the sapphire sky, each great and small in the endless round, it's a circle of life. Yeah! Okay, that's enough. I'm going to die if I keep trying to do that. My voice is going to.
I think you just secured a Webby this year.
I think I just reserved
myself.
I think I just reserved my spot in the emergency room later. Anyway, there you go, Jasper. I hope that makes you happy. As happy as this damn thing makes me
happy.
That's how happy this trailer makes me, everybody. Fuck yeah. Circle of life. Okay. Anyway,
Jasper's mom
I'm a little
pissed.
Yeah,
oh, sorry.
Jasper's mom doesn't like that to Jasper.
Sorry, Jasper's mom. I'm so excited. This trailer makes me so happy. I'm just happy. I don't care. I'm just so happy. Okay, anyway, I could go out and talk about this stupid trailer all day, but
dude, Bob Iger's texting me. He thought that was great. He says, man, that Campy is one talented dude.
It's funny. I just got an email from Elton John demanding a royalty check from me. So I'm not sure what that's all about, but